first model we're going to go ahead and take a look is our NCP model. These models, where we reference them is by a model name. So sometimes the title may say they're like extremely bright, super bright. That's more of a detailed description of the product. But to look at a specific model, you want to go by the model name. So this one is called NCP model. It is 50 watts per bulb and a light output of 5,000 lumens. Now, if we really don't know what that means, don't worry, let's go ahead and take a look. So the working power is, of course, the wattage. And the brightness, the measurement of brightness is measured in lumens. So we're gonna go ahead and just take a further look at this bulb. This is canvas ready, and we'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit more. Quick tip, you might see something that says 6,500K or 6,000K or 3,000K. Just remember, if you see that K right after the number, that is not the brightness, that is the color temperature. So it kind of is very helpful when you're looking at your products, taking a look between a few, you want to know the difference. Just remember, K is color and LM is lumens, which is the measurement of brightness. We do have other videos, product videos that kind of explain a little bit more than that. We'll go ahead and show a little bit right now in just a few minutes, but it's also in our product link. So let's go ahead and take a look at this product. I'm just going to go ahead and open them, see what they come with, what are you expecting to find. I'm going to go ahead and just put that here. Right away, we open it and you'll see a little Ziploc bag. And in the bag, it has two items. We're going to go ahead and open that and take a look exactly what those are. The first is 2 zip ties. And the last thing that you'll see in this little baggie. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead. Alrighty, it's a little Allen wrench tool. We'll get to that right now to explain a little bit what that is. You also get a general product manual. It kind of gives you instructions how to remove a standard bulb and insert the LED bulb. Every vehicle can be different. Every housing can be different. So if you do run into any installation issues, just shoot us a message and we'll be here to help. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual product now. Alrighty. So this is an H11, which is a bulb size H11 in the model NCP. With an H11 bulb, this is a single filament bulb. You'll have the LED chip side to side, two-sided. We have the locking tabs and we have the rubber gasket. We go down to the cord, followed by a black box, followed by the connector. So this black box is what we consider the LED driver. Pro tip, a lot of people might believe this is something like a decoder, an error decoder, or a load resistor. It's not the same thing. That's actually something different, a different accessory. In simple terms, the driver is like the brain of the bulb. Some models you might find they don't have this, and it just means that probably the driver is built internally. But this is built externally. Now we have the plug connection. Now for just our video today, we're just going to look at one bulb size, but these models are available in different bulb sizes. We have quite a few different bulb sizes. So for most vehicles, we have the replacement for your headlights. So right now, this plug right here, it's a small 2-prong plug. This model is polarity sensitive. So when you do connect it and it doesn't turn on, well, what's going on? Well, it could be this polarity sensitive. Just like if you're plugging in your charger to your wall, if it's not really charging your phone, you want to disconnect it, flip it over, and reconnect it. So that's essentially the same thing. So if you see a positive and negative sign here, that means it's polarity sensitive. So if it doesn't turn on the first time, disconnect it, flip it over, and connect it. Alrighty, and so right here, the bottom of the bulb is the base, and there is a fan. The fan is for internal cooling purposes. It doesn't bring air from outside. It pretty much brings air from the top of the bulb out. So that means that if you have a dust cover on your vehicle, that is perfectly fine. We do recommend, if your vehicle has a dust cover, put that dust cover back on. That's something separate. It could be next to your fan. Again, it's blowing out, not bringing in. This is also a canvas ready model. Again, it's 50 watts. It's very similar to a traditional halogen working wattage, but it's a lot brighter because that's the LED technology. We do see different variations in working wattage. The wattage can affect how a bulb is being detected in your vehicle. So sometimes one of the common issues, if you haven't done an LED upgrade yet, or if you already did and you saw this issue, it could be because of that. So one of the similar common issues would be flickering, maybe they're shutting on and off, or they're just saying the bulb is out even though they're working. So with this model, which is a 50 watt, for a lot of vehicles, it's a plug and play. And should be detected correctly by your vehicle system. So this is an amazing model to consider for your next upgrade or your new vehicle upgrade. It's very petite in size, so it's very close to the halogen bulb sizing. If you want to go ahead and just compare it, it's a little bit different because this is a halogen bulb. Here we go. And if we look here, there is the same gasket and the tabs and the same identical plug connections. Alrighty, what we're going to go ahead and do is, for the next part, we're going to go ahead and try the bulb just to show just the brightness and see how everything runs. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the brightness. Just a fair warning, sometimes it can get very bright when we're looking at the camera. So I just want to go ahead and just look away for the beginning, and then we'll go ahead and take a look. And 3, 2, 1. Alrighty then. So this is again our NCP model. It is 5,000 lumens per bulb. So that's 10,000 lumens when you put them in your housing. So that's per pair. 6,500K xenon white. So again, that's color. And super bright. Just take a look. We're going to go ahead and right after this talk about beam adjustments. That's another important thing. If you see maybe your bulb is not too bright, maybe this should be a lot brighter, because well, from everything you're seeing, definitely should be having a further light output down the road. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alrighty, so right now we're gonna go ahead and talk about beam adjustment. Now, we did see this little Allen wrench in the beginning when we opened the product. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this. This is an Allen wrench used to adjust the beam. Now, for most vehicles, the beam should be correct. When you insert it, there's no issue. The LED bulb should be facing side to side, left to right. So if we're looking at it, it should be 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. If for some reason you install it in your housing and they're kind of facing upwards, like 10 o'clock or even 11 o'clock, and completely different angle, this is why this is here. Now, some models don't have this, and that could be because to adjust the beam, you don't need a tool, or maybe that model is not adjustable. Good thing is these 3 models, they are adjustable, so we don't have to worry about that. Alrighty, so how to adjust the beam? Right here, between the base and the rubber gasket, there's a small little opening. You want to go ahead and insert the Allen wrench, and you want to twist counterclockwise. We twist counterclockwise. We don't want to pull it out completely. We just want to loosen it up a little bit. Once it's loosened, we're going to have the opportunity to twist the chuck. When we twist the chuck, we actually manipulate the rotation of the bulb once it's inserted back in the housing. Because their housing, those tab openings, they stay put. You can't change that. What we can change is the rotation on the LED bulb. So you want to go ahead and spin it to your desired position. Kind of want to use, take a look at it, eyeball it, see where exactly is the correct beam direction. Once you get that, you want to go ahead and put your Allen wrench back into the opening, and you want to go ahead and tighten clockwise to secure the chuck. There we go. Back secured, and you're able to adjust your beam direction. Now, most of the time, like I said, this should be facing left to right, side to side. So if they're facing upwards like this or downwards when you insert in your housing, you should probably want to go ahead and adjust that. The last thing we saw in the box is zip ties. These zip ties are used to secure the LED driver. These are not mandatory. You don't need to use them, especially if your housing does have a dust cover. The dust cover will pretty much secure all the accessory of the bulb in there. But for those vehicles that don't have a dust cover or they don't need it, this is a good way to secure the LED driver so it's not hanging all the way down. Alrighty, so that concludes for our first model, which is NCP. A quick reminder, 5,000 lumens per bulb, so the total light output of 10,000 lumens and a working wattage of 50 watts.